Hi there, how are you going? Have you ever felt like when you've spoken to someone about their behavior, it's reversed back around to you and there's no accountability taken, and instead it ends up being a denial of that? Well, I'm going to spend the next few minutes explaining a concept called DARVO, and it will equip you in the future to understand what's happening, understand it's not your fault, and give you some tips in how to deal with this. DARVO stands for denial, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. So this is a tactic used by people who engage in manipulation when they've done something wrong or been abusive or something. This is a manipulation tactic. So basically the person denies or minimizes what they've done. They then attack, so they use personal attacks, gaslighting, put downs. Then they they reverse the victim and offender role. So they make the victim feel like they're the offender by bringing up things about them and targeting them. This can be very confusing when you're in this situation. It's really hard to understand what's going on. But once you learn about DARVO, what you can do is when you recognize it's happening, you can say to yourself silently, this is DARVO, and understand what's happening and name it for yourself so that you're not confused. So the things that you can say to the person who's engaging in DARVO is that, particularly if they're launching into a personal attack at you as a result of you speaking about their behavior, you can say, I understand that you're upset right now. I would like to talk about how your behavior is affecting me. Can you hear that? Because that person is going to launch into denial, minimizing, attack, and they're going to attempt to reverse the victim and offender role to make you appear to be the offender and themselves appear to be the victim. This is a classic manipulation tactic, and it is used by people who feel uncomfortable with taking responsibility and accountability for their wrongdoings. It's a protection mechanism. It's a way to avoid taking accountability, and maybe they don't realize they're doing it, or perhaps they're triggered in a way. However, once you know about DARVO, D-A-R-V-O is the acronym, you will be clear about what's happening. You'll be able to name it silently to yourself, and you won't be confused and think that it's actually your fault. You are able to talk to someone about their behavior and how it affects you without the threat of being attacked, without that being denied or minimized, and without the victim offender roles being reversed. So remember, DARVO is the acronym, and it is something that's used as a manipulation tactic by those who are unable to take accountability for their wrongdoing or their abuse, and they engage in it as a way to try to reverse it around to you and confuse you. Don't be confused, be informed, stay centered and grounded. Remember that the person is engaging in DARVO, and once you've got this knowledge, you'll be very, very clear about what's going on. Sometimes these situations can be very confusing, and so equipping yourself with knowledge about how someone's behavior is playing out in any situation can basically give you the ability to deal with it in a way that's more tactful, that you also don't engage in what they're doing, but you're able to name it silently to yourself and understand it for what it is. These tactics are frustrating, confusing, and they can be really hurtful, especially when they start to engage in a personal attack against you. They can gaslight you in many ways, call you names, say inappropriate things, swear at you, yell at you, many things. This is part of the DARVO. So it will be the denial, the minimizing, the attack, and then the reversal of the victim and offender roles. Remember, it's DARVO, it's clear as day. Don't forget what's going on. Once you know, you know. No one can take that away from you. Like, subscribe, share, Follow my channels if you would like to know more things that can help you deal with tricky situations and tricky people, and gain awareness so that you are clear on what's happening in situations like this. Thanks so much.